what is it with American politicians? Are they all like geriatric and it's really weird. I heard like Dianne Feinstein can't he doesn't know where she is half the time, but she's still sitting there. And I mean, Biden, he's sort of there on and off, I guess. But the point being, why is it that you have to be old to be in a position of power? And at what point do you age out of any job, right? I mean, I know I'm 65, so I'm out to pasture. So I don't mind being out to pasture. But why is it that when somebody has power, they want to at all costs hang on to it? Even when they're old and unable to do their jobs anymore, it's the power, the rush of control or something. And when are we going to get a chance to see some younger people move ahead and like move society ahead? Because we can't continue this way. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, there's another old dinosaur that's just hanging in there because for the sake of being somebody important, I guess. And what about the Squad not endorsing Nina Turner? Well, because they get involved in the whole Democratic Party thing, which is still trying to imagine that it's the 1990s and govern like that. I mean, Mr. Green, President Biden is expanding oil drilling on public lands, and it just keeps going and going and going. And then there's war and funding that. Lots and lots of money for war. There's always money for things to kill each other with. There's not so much money to heal people, to heal the world, to somehow make a difference using tax dollars. Now here in Canada, hey, we got to pay a carbon tax on gasoline. So I went, oh great, okay, that's fine, they're going to do something with it. But at the same time, they're subsidizing oil companies to pump the most toxic oil in the world down into Louisiana so that it can be sent to China so that China can burn it. And then, hey, we've cut our emissions. Too bad that the emissions are just popping up on the other side of the planet. But hey, you know, it's all about appearances in politics, isn't it? It's not about reality. It's never about reality. And things have moved so far to the right in much of the world. You look at France and the election that's going on there. There were thousands of people out in the streets protesting Marie Le Pen, who is a chip off the old block, I guess, just another fascist. But people are fed up with Macron because he's a neoliberal. And it seems like these neoliberals are giving us a choice. Either you vote for us or you get the fascist. And how far right has everything moved that it's gotten to that point? It's like, well, you don't like us, too bad, you better vote for the fascists then, and you're going to lose all your rights and everything. But hey, but you know, all these neoliberals, they piss people off, and you can't blame them. It's been, what, 40 years since Ronald Reagan's? It has been longer, I don't know. It's been many, many years of a failed economic experiment that has failed for 40 years, and that the rich like so much that, hey, let's just keep that as a philosophy. That's really a good idea. Now, if you want an example of what happens to left-wing candidates or candidates anywhere in the world that try and make a difference, one has to look no farther than Great Britain, where Jeremy Corbyn was the leader of the Labour Party, and he was forced out and accused of being anti-Semitic. All this bullshit that is just spewing forth from the neoliberal party. And it's like, I said it's either neoliberalism or fascism. Take your choice. So they got Boris the Spider there in his weird hair is like some kind of mutant. I don't know what it is about the hair in these guys. Is it like those crooked preachers on TV with the bouffants and everything? Are they trying to outdo each other? But aside from his hair, the guy is cutting back on the NHS, their medical system, trying to privatize it because we can't have public services. We need to privatize it to pay off our buddies. It's just the same damn thing in country after country after country. Take your pick, neoliberalism or fascism. There is no actual choice. And of course now everybody's dealing with inflation. And inflation, that's all we hear about is inflation. Well, it doesn't have to be that way, but, it's always, it's the supply chain. It's the pandemic. It's, our costs have gone up. And 90% of the time it's bullshit. They just want to make more money. So they put prices up. And also, what about contracts that get signed? Oh, you got a raise. You got a 4% raise over 3 years, which amounts to more pay cuts for the average person. And you're just glad you're not static anymore and that you're at least making some sort of attempt to keep up with the ridiculous prices. Young people cannot dream of affording even a modest home these days in most of the world, certainly in Canada. The average price of a house in Canada is somewhere around $1 million now. It's insanity. Only the rich are entitled to be housed. We got to change this, people. There's got to be a way to stop the greediest people in society from running everything into the ground, from destroying the planet. There's got to be a way to take the power away from the psychopathic class. I would love to get off the grid, away from the system and everything. I'm too old for that. And quite frankly, I don't have the intestinal fortitude to really live the way I would like to live. I don't have the money either. I'd like to put solar panels up on my roof. Nah, it's not going to happen. Well, I was at Sandy's virtual birthday party. I heard she's turning 39. Anyway, it was wonderful to be part of the chat, and all us misfits, all us old misfits are forming a circle of love, and there's no other way to put it. So go over to the Environmental Coffee House and take part in a live stream. You're going to meet some nice people, and most of you probably have been there. And also, don't forget Divided We Stand, Saturday night. Last video I think I got drunk and I said Friday night. And I typed it in and it did the graphics and everything. And after I posted it, I went, oh shit. The dementia is coming. I feel it coming. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi to some folks. Text is always leaving me these really long comments that I appreciate thoroughly. I enjoy running the Vegematic channel just because I've met so many cool people, and I'm hopefully going to meet some more cool people before I check out eventually. Every day's a gift. I gotta keep telling myself that. We often feel alone. It's the age of isolation, really. And we feel that nobody understands or thinks the way we do. And then the miracle of technology comes along and we realize that we are out there. The people who are creative, the people who are different, the people who just don't fit in. There's lots of them. More of them than the ones that do fit in. And who wants to fit in? What are you going to fit in with? some kind of corporate idea of what your life should be in a little house and that you can't afford, and driving a car that you can't afford and the planet can't afford, and then you're a success. I don't know. If it wasn't for the people I've met on here, I would feel very lonely indeed. But I have many friends, and that's why I continue to make some videos. Not because I want your money, and not because I want any fame or fortune. It's long too late for that. And if I wanted fame and fortune, then I'd probably have to be a narcissist, and it's a trade-off I'm not willing to make. So anyway, I just wanted to say a few words to my friends out there and express my appreciation. Because without you, there would be no point in doing the Vegematic show anymore. And I've considered on and off many times, so do I want to bother with this stuff? And it always comes down to, yeah, but you know, I'd really miss the comments, and I'd really miss the people. And that's why I continue to make the Vegematic show. Not because I particularly think it's going to ever explode across the internet, but because it's a way of socializing for me, and I appreciate each and every one of you watching this. And I'm filming this on the evening of Easter Sunday, and I would just remind people that there are two different ways of looking at this. There's the capitalist Republican Jesus, and then there's the classic Jesus, right? So, I mean, if you look at the Beatitudes, you're going to go, okay, I was a stranger, and then you locked me up in an internment camp, and then I was naked and put you in a porn movie. You know, I mean, it's the opposite of what Jesus ever taught. And there's so many of these charlatans out there that'll get up on a stage, and they're in their fancy suits and their pompadous and their Trump thing and their redneck bullshit and their lying, hating, and they're the opposite. Huh. Could it be that some of these are actually working for Satan? Just a thought. So now that I've thoroughly embarrassed myself, I'd like to say goodnight to everybody and say thank you for all these years of sticking with the Vegematic show, through thick and thin, through adpocalypse, through I don't know, there's just all the massive changes that have gone on YouTube. I've noticed my subs now. I don't know what it is. It just magically changed into all these, like, I don't know, you know, the Kyle Kalinskis and the big, you know. And years ago, it was all small stuff that I was subbed to, and you know, I can't find those anymore. So I do treasure any small channels out there. Leave a link. And even if it goes into my spam, I'll check the spam. I mean, YouTube's weird about sending links and stuff. I remember the days on YouTube when you could actually post a video response to a video that you saw. So those days are long gone. As the corporatization increases, also there are little segments and pockets that you may discover by luck, or somehow the algorithm might point some of you to one of my videos. I don't know, it doesn't matter. The point is that I'm appreciative of all of you.